Welcome to Visiting Mia today, and I'm really excited to talk to Elise and Cindy about how well-being and school life is affected when it comes to gun violence. And we've passed some bills this recently and hoping that we can talk a little bit about them today and what you're thinking. So what does school safety and student well-being mean to you?
I think school safety to me is that I just want to feel safe at school and I want to feel welcomed and I want to feel like I belong.
Yeah, I agree with Cindy said. It's pretty much as like feel safe around people, being welcome around like people being nice to you, um just feel like walking in being comfortable around where you are.
I think we all want to feel safe. We want to be able to walk on the sidewalk or the streets and not have to worry about getting hurt. We want to have a well-lit community and places to gather, especially at night, and feel safe. We have recently been talking a lot about gun safety. We know that one of the biggest and most likely reasons for people under the age of 20 is due to gun violence. We also know that in particular, LGBTQI students of color are affected the most when it comes to gun violence and violence, hate crimes. We also know that suicide is at an all-time high. I'm hopeful that some of these laws in Olympia will help make you feel safer. Do you feel like there are any particular ways that we can make you feel safer in your community?
To me, I feel like sometimes like I don't feel safe like even like at night because especially since I'm a girl, I feel like I'm not as protected if I was a guy. And sometimes I feel like I'm just like in danger, like even if I'm walking at night or anything like that. But I think what we can do is that like I think have like more respect for girls and like try and protect them more because I feel like if that were to happen then I would feel safer in my community.
As a girl, like you don't really feel safe around like where you're walking, because I usually I'm really I get like scared easily. I like when watching like news about like what is going on around here. It's kind of like scary to walk around in like even if it's like a closed place like a store or even something like that. It's kind of like scary for me. And what we can do for that, I think, is just stop all of these like the gun things have to be stopped. And yeah.
I feel so similar to you is that when I'm walking around the park or if I'm at the mall, I want to know that people aren't carrying guns that could hurt us. And I want to feel like my loved ones are able to go to school and come home and not worry about crossfire from too many guns. And I also want people to have to go through the appropriate background checks and make sure that they're mentally stable before they're able to carry these guns. I'm not against having guns. I think there's reasons for them, but I am against a public health crisis where too many guns are out there. They're not locked up properly. And I agree with you, being a woman, it feels even more uncertainty when a lot of people that are carrying guns out there just don't have the same respect for all of us, especially as women of color. Do you feel like your friends feel the same as you when it comes to these issues, or do you feel like you're alone on caring about how people care and store and have guns or treat women and youth of color?
I've talked a lot about it with my mom because my mom sees the news a lot and she's also worried about like guns and all that because she sees like how other schools like what they go through when they have like school shootings. And honestly, I think she's scared for me because she's like, I send you to school for it to be a safe place, but in reality it's not because anything can happen.
My mom is like really scared about it sometimes too. And like when we see the news of like possible like the police shots, like like people of color being getting shot, and it's really scary because when you think about it, um because you're supposed to be feel safe around like, oh, I'm gonna call the police when this happened, it happened, but you actually being scared of calling the police because like it's not gonna go the way you want to go, or like the way you want to be. So it's really terrifying.
I know for myself that if I watch too much of the news, I can really feel disheartened because the news oftentimes captures such negative stories. But I bet if we sat down for just a few minutes, we could tell a lot of great stories of what's going on in our community. There's so many great people doing really great things, and you're in school and thinking about your future and really hoping that you're seeing laws in Olympia being worked on and passed when it comes to more police accountability and making sure that those that have our caretakers of society have the appropriate training and understand how to deal with communities, especially our communities of color, where there needs to be thoughtful translation services, thoughtful ways to treat people with dignity under really stressful situations. And of course, when there's a lot of poverty and when people don't have the resources that they need. And so I'm hopeful that we can talk about maybe something a little bit more positive then. What are some things that you aspire to? What you're in school right now? I'm guessing you just came back from spring break. There must be some great stuff that you're thinking about that's positive here as we move into the springtime.
I think something like that really happened that was like really positive in our community was that our district like actually allowed, I think it was like 10 kids from the district to go to Harvard and to go visit MIT. And I was one of them. So that was really exciting. And I got to visit Harvard, and then I'm like really reaching towards my goals to be able to go there in the future.
Yeah, like the community around here in Tyee, I feel like it's really safe and the teachers are like really nice to all of the students. And like for me, like with the teachers, I really like like for example, Miss Newman, because I'm like starting learning English. So it's like kind of hard for me to think about what word to say and this and that. I just go to one of the teachers that I trust the most and like feel comfortable around them, and like they really help me a lot. And I really like for me something fun that I like did or is happening. I feel like it's just me like fixing my grades, like focus on like finish high school properly and just keep going.
Cindy and Elise, I'm so proud of you. I'm really proud. I hope that I'm going to hear about you going to Harvard, and I think your English skills are wonderful. I think I am so proud of you, and I hope that as we end today, you're feeling like people in Olympia are working for you. We're hearing your voice. We're big fans, and we want you to feel like you can continue to aspire and focus on your dreams and your goals and not have to worry about these other things that we started off talking about today. And hopefully with the passage of House Bill 1240 and 1143 this year, this is one step closer to having a safer and more inclusive society for all. So again, I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.